everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're back. We're doing a best of one Kaldheim draft. Alright, the rare is Righteous Valkyrie. Good card. Definitely a good card. If you have some life gain, even if you don't have a ton of angels and clerics, if you have other means to gain life. But, I mean, this is a cleric and it gains life, so this is probably an incredible card for this deck. But it feels like a fun build around and seems really good to me, so we'll probably just take it. It's also a 3-drop 2/4 flyer, which is nothing to scoff at. Other notable picks in here, I love Avalanche Caller. This card is truly unfair, extremely strong in snow-heavy decks. There's Rune of Sustenance, which I like. The Oracle, which I'd like to wheel. I don't know if we'll be so lucky. Manic Vandal is good. The Snakeskin Veil is good. Vega is cool. I haven't really gotten a chance to play with it much, but I played against it, and I like that card. But yeah, we'll take the Valkyrie here. I think that's a solid pickup. See if we can find some clerics and angels to follow it up with. Well, Rune of Sustenance is a fine follow-up too. It kind of does the same thing we want to do with Valkyrie. Ascent of the Worthy would actually be kind of good with it too. Because you get creatures back that become angels, so you'd gain life. But yeah, I think we'll take the Rune. I think black-white is where you want to be, because there's black angels as well. The only one that's immediately coming to mind is the 2/3 flying Death Touch Haste one, but I'm sure there's more than that. I just can't quite put my finger on it. Mrs. F, of course. We'll see if we can get Mrs. F. That would be fantastic. But Rune of Sustenance is great. Good follow-up to Righteous Valkyrie for sure. So we'll take that. Well, there's another angel. Yeah, I love Shepherd of the Cosmos. There's Valkyrie in here and Oracle too. I mean, all certainly good, but we'll take the Shepherd. It also gets back Rune of Sustenance, which is nice. And you can just attach it to itself, which is kind of cool. So then you end up paying a 4-mana Foretell for a 3/3 flying lifelink. But good pickup for us. Solid card. I would love to have either of these, but we'll just settle for a really good card instead. All right, well, we could take Codespell Cleric. I don't think it's a very good card in general. I probably just want the Jarl. It actually works with the Righteous Valkyrie, is an actual cleric in black, and is a good card. So we want to be in black-white anyway, if we really want to capitalize as much as we can off this Righteous Valkyrie. And I don't really like Codespell Cleric that much anyway, so that's fine. Braggart's playable too, but I suppose Jarl kind of makes more sense just because it's a solid playable card and it's still a cleric, and we want to be black-white, I think, ultimately, to really capitalize on this. I mean, other good picks in here. I like Frostaugur a lot, but then we don't really have to go down the snow path. Struggle for Skemfar is good removal, but Jarl is also removal, and it synergizes more with what we're trying to do, so I'm just going to take it. If it doesn't pan out, so be it. All right, Valkyrie Sword's a great card. Really happy to get that. Tyrite Sanctum is a cool card. I haven't really gotten to play with it, but I don't think it makes sense here. This is just kind of an easy Valkyrie Sword, a great card. Gives you another flyer as well as an angel. It's got flying and vigilance. And on top of all that, gives you an equipment that's certainly playable as well. Valkyrie Sword is a weird card because the actual equipment is pretty subpar, but the body you get with it is very good. So I'm okay taking a way down here. The problem with way down in this deck already is that it's not particularly good with the Shepherd of the Cosmos, but it's still certainly fine here, and I think the pick for us. I think Colossal Plow, if it didn't crew for so much, would actually be good in here too, because it gains its life. But yeah, we'll take way down and really not be unhappy about it. So choices here, not a lot of good ones. I guess we can take the Champion. Champion's kind of weird in here because our guys are all evasive right now, mostly evasive. So it's not insane. I could take a Woodland Chasm instead, but really black is the only color out of black and white that gets snow value. But it gets stuff like Priest. Priest is actually really good with the Valkyrie. That's kind of cool. Maybe I just go for Priest now. It's certainly, you know what? It's kind of interesting. I'm gonna take it. We'll see if we get the snow. Typically, I would take the snow first, but I'm actually gonna take the Priest here. We'll see if it pans out. All right, I guess I can take another way down over a Codespell Cleric. I still don't really love way down, but it's definitely the pick here. All right, Doomscar Oracle. It's a cleric. I think it makes sense. I actually think Kennel Master would be a fine pick here too. And Demonic Gifts is a way to sort of save our Righteous Valkyrie, but Doomscar Oracle makes sense. It's both a cleric and it gains life with the 2-spell a turn thing, so kind of makes sense to me. All right, we'll take the cleric here. I like Beskar Shieldmate, but hey, we're in the business of getting some synergy right now. Plus, Disciple is incredibly good with the Jarl. So is Shieldmate, but let's get clerics. It also is cool with the Shepherd, too. All right, getting the Snow Swamp on the wheel is very good news for us, and there's especially given that the only other card in here is Invoke the Divine, and we're playing Best of One, so we really don't need sideboard cards. We actually didn't get Ascent of the Worthy back. It's just a ton of red in here. Red is open, but at this point, I'm tremendously happy with what we've already got, so I'll take the worst card here, which is probably Forging the Tyrite Sword. Hopefully those picks inspire someone to go into red. All right, we'll take the Plow. And last pick, Nico Defies Destiny, sure. All right, well, Alrund is good. I probably am just slamming another Valkyrie Sword. A little bit awkward having essentially 7 drops in this deck, because that's what they are, but maybe we can find a... if we can find a... what is it I'm trying to say? Which one is it? The pick. If we can find Golvein pick, it's actually very good synergy with the sword as a means to get them back, which is cool. Raise the Draugr is actually very good in here already, too, because we have like 5 clerics and a couple angels on top of that, but easy Valkyrie sword. Another Rune of Sustenance. We could take that pick now. There's also Iron Verdict. And there's Snow Swamp. This pack has everything we want in it. I could just take Rune of Sustenance. It's going to be incredibly good with the 2 swords we already have. Pick lets us ramp into the swords, but I'm fine taking the runes since we already have a couple pieces of equipment and we might find more. And I think we'll easily get an Ox on the wheel. Not that I want it necessarily, but we do have the Plow if I so choose to do that plan. I think Story Seeker is also good in here. A lot of good cards, but we'll go with the Rune. See if that pans out. So we can take Skull Raid. We can take Faithful. Faithful has built-in lifelink. I'd prefer to not go for the Ox plan if possible. I could do Skull Raid too. I'm going to take that Faithful. It's a cleric. That also has lifelink. It doesn't have the greatest synergy with Valkyrie because this has to do with toughness when it enters, but it has lifelink and that is good synergy with Valkyrie, so we'll take it. We're rocking like basically all cleric and angel deck right now, which is pretty sweet. Got that Reaper too. That's great news. So we'll slam that. Oh, there's Runed Crown in here with 2 Rune of Sustenances. Jeez. That's tough. Runed Crown becomes extreme value. Reaper is so good too. I think I'm actually going to take the Runed Crown though. Just the idea of double Rune of Sustenance on this equipment is very, very tempting. Man, and I'm packing. That's tough. They're both really good. I want both of them for my deck, but I'll go with the Rune Crown. All right, we can take Ascent to the Worthy now. There's also Great Hall of Starnheim. I think we actually go Great Hall. It still works with Righteous Valkyrie because it's not when you cast, it's when it enters. So you gain 4 life by sacking something like a Disciple, whatever you end up sacking. But more importantly, it doesn't take up a slot in the deck, and you get an Angel. Ascent to the Worthy would be cool too. But we'll take Great Hall, free card. Great for us. Another Disciple seems perfectly fine to me. Yeah. Take Disciple. It's going to wear a crown well. It's also a cleric, and it's going to work well with both Great Hall and Shepherd of the Cosmos. So, yep, I'm on board with that. Let's just ditch the Plow now. I don't think it's going to happen. Let's ditch the Wings, too. This is a sweet deck already. Another Jarl. It's a cleric. I mean, we could not have asked for more clerics. We're like all cleric deck right now. All cleric and angel deck. Looking really good. And I love Jarl, too. Jarl is actually... Disciple is incredible in here with double Jarl, Great Hall, and Shepherd. That's just a ton of good synergy. I'll take another Priest here. I could take the Faithful. We only have 1 snow land, so Priest isn't going to be that great in here. It's just a blocker. That's true. 3 Waydowns seems very excessive. Maybe I just go Faithful number 2. Gets us another cleric. Yeah, I'm alright with that. Alright, Raise the Draugr now is incredible, so really happy to see that on the wheel. Because we're going to be able to get 2 dudes off of that pretty consistently. Story Seeker versus Disciple number 3. I almost want to go Disciple number 3. My reasoning is now we have ways to get it back. Story Seeker is kind of good, and the lifelink is relevant, but we have double Rune of Sustenance. I'm just going to go Disciple. 2-drop that synergizes fantastically well in this deck and makes them discard. I don't know what more I could ask for. So I'll take the Ox, or I could take Warhorn Blast. I don't think I want to play either. Do I already have an Ox too? No, I have a Plow though. Whatever, I'll take the Ox. If I want to, I can build that deck. Return Upon the Tide is cool, but we don't need it. Probably, I guess we take the Kennel Master. This is like the one time I look at a Kennel Master and don't really need it, which is kind of funny. I could possibly do double Raise the Draugr. I'll take the worst card here. If someone's in Rakdos, they can have at that. Dogged Pursuit is interesting because it gains life, but we have way too many goodies to want to play that. So probably just Feed the Serpent. We're actually very removal light, if I remembered correctly. Yeah, we basically don't have any removal. That's not true. We have 2 way downs. Priest is not really removal in here, though. So we only have a couple way downs. It's a great opportunity to take Feed the Serpent. I actually like Berserker, but I don't think we take it here. And Wielder does gain us life, which is kind of cool, but it's easy Feed the Serpent, I think. Wow. Right Ain, huh? That's cool. Yeah. I think that's an easy pickup for us. Be nice to get the Doomscar Oracle on the wheel or the Snow-Covered Plains, because we might not end up playing this Priest if we don't get enough Snowlands. I don't know if I want to just play it as a 2-drop 0/4 wall, but pretty cool that we got Right Ain here. That's really cool. Prevents damage too. Really nice. Alright, Search for Glory. I don't think that's going to happen. It's cool though. Allows us to find Right Ain, but we don't have the snow to support it. Revitalize we could probably wield. We don't need it anyway. Yeah, it's probably just another Elderfang Disciple. Just keep playing them. Never look back. So we can take Demonic Gifts. Surprisingly has good synergy here with our Disciples and protects this. Good synergy with Faithful actually too, because we can use stuff out of our graveyard. Yeah, I could take Demonic Gifts. So another Great Hall of Starnheim, that's great. Another reason to play 18 lands in this deck when we've got 4 Elderfang Disciples and 2 Great Hall of Starnheims. That's really cool. So happy there. Dogged Pursuit, don't really need it. Don't really need Warhorn Blast either, but I'll think about that one. And 18 lands also makes me more comfortable when I'm running double Valkyrie Sword. Easy Shadow Sage here. It's incredibly good for our deck. On top of that, we have all of these clerics now, so that's sweet. All right. Rune of Mortality. I mean, I totally can. Or I can take Story Seeker. We've got 15 creatures. We have 3 pieces of equipment if I wanted to do Rune. I think I might actually take the Story Seeker just because I'm not going to play the Priest, I don't think. And Story Seeker has lifelink. I could have gone either way on that, to be perfectly honest. I'll take the Bloodsky Berserker. I don't think it's good enough for the deck, but that's okay. Alright, got the Oracle back. That's really nice. Could take a 3rd way down still. I don't want to, though. Oracle is going to be great here. Alright, get the Revitalize. This is probably a deck where it's at its best, and I still don't want it. I can take the Ox, I guess, or I can take a Blast. Doesn't matter. Not playing either one. Alright, 3 way downs. I'll consider it. I don't really want to do it, but I'll consider it. Very cool deck. A lot of goodies in here. And like I said, I'm very comfortable playing 18 lands when 2 of them are Great Halls of Starnheim. You can just count those as straight up spells. Even though our curve is admittedly not very high, I'd still rather count these as spells, especially in this deck. So I think we can ditch the Priest, and we can figure out some more cuts here. But for now, we're looking pretty cool. I think I may be off the Berserker. It's pretty good, but remember, these are like 7 drops, so we do actually have some expensive stuff in here, believe it or not. I don't need the Snow Swamp, but you can just play it for the lulls of making your opponent think you need it for some reason. Demonic Gifts is good in here. Double Raise the Draugr is still pretty good too, though. With 13 clerics, yeah. That's pretty sweet. So maybe I just cut the Berserker. It doesn't really synergize super well with the deck. It's probably perfectly fine in this deck and gives us a big ground beater, but I'm okay cutting it. Might cut the Kennelmaster too. Kennelmaster has actually proven to be a good card, but I don't think it looks that exceptional in this deck. And I think with Ruined Crown, I mean, to be honest, I think we can just afford to cut a creature or two. Like, I can cut this. We can actually cut more creatures because Valkyrie's Sword are creatures too. But I kind of want to cut a way down. 3 just really seems excessive to me, especially with Double Raise the Draugr. Yeah, I don't like that. You could see the argument for maybe cutting Demonic Gifts. It's a little more situational than Raise the Draugr, but at the same time, I mean, Demonic Gifts isn't really good with Way Down or Raise the Draugr, because neither way does the creature go to your graveyard to get value. But these cards are not particularly good together. But since we're so kind of removal light, I'm a little bit more on board with running oh, these are black mana too. With running 2 way downs, since we're so removal light. We just have the 2 like Feed the Serpents and some Jarls. That's true. I still got to figure out some cuts here, though. It could be creatures. You know, if I were to cut creatures, it'd probably be the Faithful, which synergize reasonably well with Way Down, but they do kind of seem like the weakest creatures in our deck. Like, I'd rather probably just do a Story Seeker, pay 1 less mana, and have a 2/2 instead of a 3/1. Dies to less things. Maybe he doesn't trade with quite as many things, but like if I just do this, it looks like we have 13, but we really have 15 creatures with Valkyrie's Sword. They're all essentially clerics and angels. They are. I have to make one more cut. I don't want this one to be a creature. It's probably either Raise the Draugr or Way Down. Maybe I'm okay doing Raise the Draugr, because Way Down is some removal that we need, whereas this is just pure value. That's probably true. This deck is sweet. Really good looking deck. What's our colors looking like? Pretty much dead even. We do have double black. This is not double white. So I guess we can still err towards black. But either way, this is 9, and so we can just do 9/8. Oh, wait. Maybe we just do 9/9 anyway. Yeah, I think 9/9 anyway is perfectly fine. If it's just 1 double black spell, because we still want to do white stuff on turn 2, I guess. Pretty cool looking deck, though. Pretty cool looking. Alright, I'll run it like this, and I'll see you round 1. Alright, you can keep this. It's a good hand. Probably go Story Seeker into Oracle. Just kind of get a little beatdown going early. Sure. Avengers a pretty good one. Ooh, Righteous Valkyrie. That's a good draw. Well, let's get in there. We'll make them kill our Valkyrie now. We still have a way to get it back, but if they don't kill it right now, they're in pretty big trouble, actually. Even if they Wither Crown it, I'm gonna pay that life, because we're just gonna outgain it. Yeah, Infernal Pet's not gonna do it. So they don't even have a good blocker for our Story Seeker. So I can go land. Let me think about how I want to do this. I'm trying to think if I can gain enough life. I think I can. Maybe not quite yet. Because I can't play 2 spells in 1 turn yet. So I wonder if I want to hold off on the Oracle. I can attack with the Story Seeker, foretell the Oracle. I'll attack here. I'm fine trading if they want. And we'll foretell this and pass. Guess I'm just hoping they don't kill the Valkyrie. But the way they didn't block there makes me think they're going to kill the Valkyrie. But if they don't, they're in pretty big trouble. Alright, well, that's not a kill spell, so that's fine too. Yeah. I guess 4 is a lot, but let's see here. So I can go Oracle 21, play this 22, 23, 24. Huh. This will actually work. I'm gonna have to attack with the Story Seeker, but it will work. Wow, wait. That's how it works? You're kidding me. You gain the life immediately? That's incredible. I don't even know how that happened. Just naming cleric. Wow. I'll do it pre-combat, so we'll see what dies. Sandbag the land. Wow. That was sweet. We'll see for the next one. Alright, round 2. It's a good hand. We can potentially Oracle, then Disciple, or Oracle Disciple. Might be worth it. Yeah. Probably is. Funeral Longboat, huh? Alright, we missed the land, but we do have Righteous Valkyrie here, which is nice. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. Maybe I just do the Jarl. Like this way, if I draw a land, I can still go Oracle Jarl or Oracle Disciple or Righteous Valkyrie and start spitting out clerics, which is probably better. Uh-oh. Alright. Now I think we'll just do Probably the Jarl instant speed to trade with a longboat if they want to do that. Not a great trade for us, but I'm still kind of holding out hope we'll find our third land. Sure. Alright, we got the third land, so that's good. Now I'm kind of on board with just doing the Valkyrie and start gaining some life next turn. Kind of force them to kill Valkyrie now. They could just struggle it, but kind of hoping they don't have struggle for Skimfar, so this works out okay for me. Sure. So now we'll just go Oracle plus Disciple and start making them discarding here. I can block with the Disciple against the Braggart. Or I can actually double block Braggart too. Because I've got Shepherd to like bring it back at some point. They don't want to do anything. That's cool too. So 4, what can we do with 4? I guess I can go Runed Crown first here. I mean, I can play the Shadow Sage too, but I'm not at a, well, actually 5 plus 4. 5 plus 4 is 9. Oh, I'm going to be 1 short. Not quite there. I can't play 2 spells this turn, though. So it probably still just makes sense to do the Shadow Sage. And my thinking is, it gives me another blocker. It takes us to 26, which is obviously substantial. But it potentially lets me play 2 spells next turn to gain 2 more off the Oracle. Potentially 3 if it's the Disciple I'm playing. And that to me seems pretty good. Alright, so we can do Valkyrie Sword. Let's just do the Crown. See if we rip the land. Get that Rune of Sustenance on there. Didn't get the land, but that's okay. Can still just hang out. So we can play 2 spells next turn. That's fine. Nothing to bring back. Got our 5th land now, so that's cool. So now we can go, I mean, they have 1 card left, so let's just get it out of their hand. We'll just do Disciple. This puts him in a relatively tough spot too, I would say. So we'll get in with our 5-4 and a 4-7, I think. This is actually fine too. I don't think they have fantastic blocks here. Alright, sweet. We'll see for the next one. Alright, this is a good keep. I guess we can turn 2 foretell this. Potentially turn 3 play this plus a 2-drop, like that, for example. Gain life, make them discard. And then Jarl gets online with Disciple being a nice little potential synergy play. It's a good draw, so that's cool. Okay. So we'll go land, Oracle, Disciple. Start making them discard. gain a little bit of life. That's interesting. They're in changeling colors in blue and green, so I imagine if they're not giants, they have that. There's probably a Bergstrider in there because it's a common. It works really well with the glimpse. I imagine changelings, Bergstriders, those are all fine. That's probably ultimately a pretty good choice, so we'll take it. Oh, that's actually, wow. That's kind of sweet, actually, because way down is actually a really good answer for a pumped Death Knell Berserker. Well, I'm happy to see, I'm actually happy to see that. That's pretty interesting. We lose out on some raise the Draugr value, but the fact that they don't get a token there is very, very relevant. We're a little black mana starved at the moment, too, so let's see if that matters. Well, unfortunately, Giant's Amulet is quite good for them here. Especially since it gives them a giant for glimpse. But for now, I guess we'll just play 2 spells and gain some life. Make them discard more cards, which isn't bad. In Search of Greatness, I actually like that card. So we'll play this. This has to target, though, which does make it a little bit tough. So I guess I'm a little more comfortable double blocking if they do attack, just because I have raised the Draugr. I guess we'll just keep playing Disciples. That's pretty good value for them. So they're currently kind of outvaluing us here. But we still have a lot of goodies we can draw, so... I mean, we've got Valkyrie Swords, which we can't even get full value off of yet. We've got the Great Halls of Starnheim, which I guess we can't get... No, we can, at this point we can get full value off of that. Sure. It's kind of interesting they wanted to kill the Oracle. Because it doesn't actually... I feel like it doesn't actually give them that much doing it, but it's okay. So they can bring something back with the port. I mean, at this point, I'm willing to flash out a Jarl to double block a giant. But I guess they don't even want to do that, so... I'm okay with sandbagging the planes here, because at this point we can play everything, and if they have Skull Raid, I'd much rather... I guess I discard both my cards, but I don't want them drawing more cards since Raise the Draugr currently not doing all that much. Okay, another Jarl. I mean, I guess I can foretell this. Yeah, having to target hexproof is challenging. So they can actually copy their giant. It's not a huge deal. Way down's a little bit awkward here. This is very strange. So they can copy their giant. It's not the end of the world. Rune of Sustenance. Well, I mean, my Rune's Crown can get it back, so there is that, but I wonder if I'd still prefer to just sandbag it. Because I've got 2 Valkyrie swords I want to stick it on too. Oh, okay, to get another giant. This is not horrible for us. I mean, obviously it's not great either, but this is not the worst. Oh, that's okay by me. So maybe Disdainful Stroke. I'm okay if they do the first one. Oh. I guess we'll let that resolve first. Ooh, that was a good draw. So we'll Righteous Valkyrie here. I don't want to cast Raise the Draugr, but they only have 1 card left. But the problem is if I cast Raise the Draugr, then I can't get my Valkyrie back if they kill it. Because they could have like Struggle for Skimfar or something. You know what? I'm gonna save Raise the Draugr for now. I want to get Valkyrie back. Valkyrie's an important card for our plan, so to me it makes sense. Ooh, Narfi. That's gonna be a problem. Alright, so they did have the answer, which is, like I said, exactly why we saved Raise the Draugr, so that's perfectly fine. Tagging with everything here. That's interesting too. So what am I getting back besides Righteous Valkyrie? I guess probably... Is it going to be Jarl or is it going to be... I'm not sure. We'd probably just kill these. Because they would have traded off anyway. Take 4. And we'll raise the Draugr. So we'll get back the Valkyrie, and we can do the Oracle. Or we can do the Jarl. Probably the Oracle. Do they have a card in their hand? Or I think this card's Foretold, so we'll just do the Oracle. It's just a way to gain some life here, which I like. Skimfar Shadow Sage. Just an amazing draw there. So, alright, how many cards do I have now? I've got 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. So I go Valkyrie, Shadow Sage, weigh this down, get rid of a Disciple. Actually, probably get rid of a Jarl. They don't even have 3 snow yet for their Narfi, which is cool. We'll just block like this. If they have a Jarl, so be it. I don't want to double block and have my Valkyrie get killed. Turgid Shadow, so alright. Sacking the non-Valkyries here. That's fine. Alright, let's do the Rune of Sustenance now. Actually, I guess we go Oracle first. Then we go Rune on this. Draw. Bash for 4. And I'm definitely sandbagging lands now for Skull Raid. So they're going to get back. Oh, they could get their Death Touch guy back. It's pretty good. They can get Narfi, Vargoth. Vargoth lets them find an answer for... Yeah, that actually makes sense. Because now they can tutor. They still don't have 3 snow, and now I've got a Valkyrie sword too, which is pretty slick. So... I'm not even sure I want to attack with both. I probably just want to attack with the Valkyrie. I'm trying to think why, though. Well, actually, yeah, that... Never mind. This way, this is just nuts. Oh, I'm actually... a light on mana there, huh? If I'd played both my lands, this actually would have worked out better. Because I could have moved the sword over to the Oracle. Which I can't do now, but that's okay. We get our damage in. Alright, sweet. We'll see you for the next one. Alright, it's a good keep. You can do turn 2 Foretell Oracle, turn 3 Oracle Disciple. Pretty good synergy there. Set up for a Shepherd at some point. Maybe getting Disciple back. Making them discard more. Opponent mulls to 6, so Disciple actually gets a lot stronger when your opponent mulls. It's a good draw. Particularly when you've got Elderfang Disciple coming out here, so we don't have the second white yet for it, but we'll figure it out. We'll get it figured out. Usher's pretty good, but we've got the Disciple we can block with. Ooh, well, maybe not now. It's okay. So we'll just go Oracle, Disciple. And I'm fine with this. Gain life, I'm willing to trade my Oracle for the Usher. So they're hunting for green, which I still currently don't have. Definitely willing to trade my Oracle for their Usher there. That's fine. I'll live with that. Alright, so we've got Great Hall, then we'll do Shepherd. And now I'm much more willing to trade off my Disciple for like even a token. Just because I can Shepherd next turn and get good value there. Well, we'll do this trade instead because that thing has Vigilance. Alright, so keeping the lands coming. We'll drop this little feller and get that back, making them discard more. And play a land. We got Feed the Serpent for emergency use. If they draw more green, they can do this Bretta Stronghold, but whatever. Not too terribly worried about it. We're a couple lands away from Valkyrie Sword full value, but we do have Great Hall online now. But I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to do it just yet. I think we chill. The fact that I'm a land away from Valkyrie Sword kind of makes me want to just hang out. I mean, Valkyrie Sword into Valkyrie Sword is pretty strong. And they win for it, and they're not going to get it. They actually... What did they do it on? Wow. Alright. Well, we're not letting them get that value. If they want to trade now, I'm happy to oblige, probably. I guess I don't have to oblige, do I? Because as soon as I get a Valkyrie Sword, it's not like they can do anything with their Valkyrie anyway. And we're ahead. Yeah, this is fine. Oh, right aim, huh? Wow, that's cool. So I can do this side. Yeah, I think we'll do this side. And now I'll just hang out. Whatever. I'll trade 4 for 1 here. I'm cool with that. Sure. No attacks. Well, I'm not sure that makes sense, but I like it. Alright, we'll do Cleric to get a blocker. Actually, I guess we'll just... whatever. I mean, we're just beating him down now. And even with Bretta Stronghold here, they can't really do much. Like, they can do Stronghold and put a couple counters on their dudes. And if they want to attack with both, I'll kill their token and probably just take 4. Alright, finally got that Valkyrie Sword. I feel like it took forever. But I'm not complaining because we're in pretty unbelievable position now. Like, basically, they have to use a Stronghold to not die here. Yeah, that's not quite good enough. Alright. We'll see you for the next one. Alright, we got a good keep here. Good old Oracle into Oracle Disciple to gain life. Done that a few games now, and it's been good enough. Those are cool looking sleeves. Tormentor's Helmet's a good one. Well, I think the nice thing is, I feel like Elderfang Disciple's pretty good against your aggro opponents too. Typically. We'll find out. We'll see. I'm willing to trade my Oracle for a Cavalry, if that's what they so desire. Wonder if it's just a Demon Bolt. Could be. That was a good draw. And we have the second white. This keeps us off Feed the Serpent this turn, though. But... because I think we're probably getting Demon Bolted. I'm going to actually keep up Feed the Serpent. I mean, if they have Demon Bolt, I'd much rather them do it to my Oracle than to my Elderfang Disciple. Or to my Elderfang Disciple converted into an Angel, I mean. Oh, Toralf's Hammer? That card's really good. That's a real good one. They have Demon Bolt mana up too. That scares me. I'd still rather them Demon Bolt my Oracle. Ultimately. Alright, Shepherd's a good draw. So we'll get in there. That's great news for us, because now we can go Great Hall. Great Hall. Shepherd. Yeah, that should be fine. Especially if they kill Disciple here. Yeah. Like if they use Frostbite, so I don't convert it into a 4/4. And 4/4 is actually very important here because it's out of Toralf's Hammer range. I don't know if you realize that, but... oh, wow. That's sweet. That's really cool. Right Ain's a good draw, too. What do we want here? Well... what do I want here? I can get the 4/4 online. I suppose I do. So I attack for 1. This just makes sense. I could have done the Right Ain first, but I kind of felt like getting... I don't know. I felt like getting the 4/4 now is actually kind of important, given that they're doing Harnfell, Horn of Bounty. Oh, Magda's so good. I love that card. Coal. Well, yeah, that's still really good for us. So, they don't discard anything now, unfortunately, but this prevents damage to me. And I have... I mean, this is just going to be tough for them. They have to discard to do that. So, let's just do this. And do this side. and get in for 4. And pass. So, I'm trying to think here. Forgot that it buffs it too. It's pretty sweet. I probably just take 5. I mean, yeah, 5. We're still winning this race too, which is kind of important. All right, that's actually still fine. And Jarl too is nice. So we have 6 mana. Let's just get in there. And what happens? Creature tokens you control that are, but whenever stuff you return to its hand. Okay. Well, Shepherd can't get killed by the hammer. Let's just do this, and I can get Great Hall back too. That's kind of cool. What's Disciple do? They don't discard anything. Gives me a chump blocker. I mean, I don't really want to convert any of these things. I could convert the Jarl to a 4/4. I wonder if that's better. Actually, this is probably better, isn't it? Because it also allows me to do Valkyrie Sword next turn. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty relevant. Two more lands. Sure. We'll take our medicine here. Sure. Okay. Makes sense. So we got 8 mana now. Let's see. Attack with both. Attack with both. How are they going to block? They're going to block the Valkyrie on the Angel? Is that what they're going to do? They can return the Valkyrie too if it dies. But I'm going to have to attack here, I think. I wonder if I just attack. Equipped creature is going to go back to their hand. And they do not have a creature in the yard, so they'd have to pay full price to get it back. I think we'll just attack. Can't do that as a... Yeah, that's fine. They can deal 2 damage to us, but then they have to return the hammer, which does not seem very good for them. Dwarven Hammer. They can get the Rune Crown, and if they have Rune of Sustenance, I guess that makes it a little more tricky. But they just have Rune of Speed. That's probably not quite good enough. Can they just keep doing this too? It's pretty crazy, actually. They can just keep digging. They have treasure too. Story Seekers. Well, those aren't good enough. Now they kind of have to cast a Valkyrie in order to not die. They did find something to exile their cavalry. So now they kind of have to equip it. But even equipping it, not quite good enough. So they get a treasure. But we know everything they have right now, so I don't know if I'm too worried about this. Get a treasure. I mean, I can block this. I'd lose coal, or I'd lose my thing, but they'd lose coal. They're also going to lose everything they have in their hand, and they're forced to chump block next turn. It also prevents 5 points of damage to me and gets this off the board. Alright. We don't have lethal anyway, so I think this is okay. Oh, I guess I didn't account for that, huh? I think this is still okay. So I attack. And then we'll go Jarl and sack Jarl and equip. It does kind of buy them a turn there, because they can equip it too. Wonder if they have enough though. So I can give it haste, plus put the hammer on it. Yeah, that's enough. That is in fact enough. That's weird. Why'd you do it like that? Well, that didn't make a lot of sense. They should have equipped it on the... Oh, you can only... It wouldn't have pumped it. I see, I see. Well, the problem now is they don't have the resources to kill my dude. Because I need 2 mana to use that. It's interesting that it shows your opponent what those cards are too. It's kind of unusual, I think. There's really no reason to show your opponent from a design standpoint either, so I'm kind of curious about that. Why it shows your opponent what you get. I mean, I certainly like it here. We know it. We don't have to play around anything. All right. We'll see you for the next one. All right. We got a good keep here. Story Seeker into, I guess, Rune Crown. Despite the redundancy, we get to draw some cards off of that, so that's still good. Firewalker's a good one. But I'm willing to trade my Seeker off for a Firewalker. So let's get the rune here. Draw. Alright. So next turn we can foretell both our cards if we want. Craven Hawk, alright. Sure. Great Hall. I think we probably just foretell a couple cards here. Alright, so they'll kill our guy, they'll smash for 7, they'll boast. Not boast. Well, I wasn't expecting that. Let's see. So, this equips for 2. Got 4 mana. So, I probably just go Great Hall, Shepherd here. Get our Seeker back. And pass. So I can double block that, but you know what? I'm willing to trade this off now. Lindworm's a good one. So let's see how I want to do this. I have 6 mana, so I can go 2. Can't quite do it. I can gain 4, so we don't die. So it's probably worth it to just equip here. Get in for 4 lifelink. Probably go Oracle. Not gonna block anyway this turn. And then pass. That way if they like fight, I can still Jarl. Otherwise I can go Oracle, Jarl too, which is good. So this is fine. So we'll go land. Guess we'll get in for 4. We'll play the Doomscar. Actually gonna equip the Doomscar Oracle. And then pass. So attacking with everything. I think we'll just block here to prevent the most damage. Because this 7, let's see. I gain 4, I go to 13, 7. So I don't actually die to a monstrous growth this way, or run amok, which I think is actually kind of important. Sure. Right into cavalry. Sure, so into the Jarl. Kill the Lindworm. So we can go clip here for 4. And I guess, can I go Great Hall plus equip? This takes 4. Yeah, alright. Clip there. Sure. So take 5 here. Oh, Disciple's a great draw. So get in for 5. I think we'll go Disciple here. Probably want to stay out of Demon Bolt range, because I could put the crown on the Disciple, but I'm going to keep the Angel around here. Alright, well, I couldn't stay out of squash range, so they got us there. 5, 8, 10, 4 Xaxes, no less, huh? So way down does not quite do it. All right, we'll see for the next one. Oh, we got a good keep here. Even have another Rune of Sustenance to find in the deck on turn 3, which is nice. Good value. Two can play at this Story Seeker game, huh? Well, I guess we'll attack, because I'm not going to be blocking. So we'll do the Rune Crown and get Rune of Sustenance. Valkyrie Sword. Okay, a little bit slow, but it's something. Sure. Well, I can exile Cole, which isn't bad. I'm kind of okay with attacking here. I think we'll just do Feed the Serpent. All right, so, well, still a bit of a ways away. from full value Valkyrie Sword. Well, guess I'm okay with that trade. Now at least we have a way down target. I mean, I could do the rune on the rune crown again. I don't know if that's better necessarily. Maybe next turn if I don't draw a land, it's probably smart. Help me guarantee a Valkyrie Sword. The sword, I guess, would be a nice Rune of Sustenance target, but I'm okay with this. Sure. It's quite the back and forth. Well, I drew a land, so I guess I don't have to do the rune now, but kind of tempted to be honest. What if they can blow it up, though? I don't know. I think I'm just going to wait. I mean, I could have done rune there, but I don't exactly see the purpose of doing that. Jarl's a good draw. So let's just do the Duder. Get our 6/5 flyer that doesn't die super easily. Wish we could double lifelink or something, but that's okay. Alright. I'd say they're likely in pretty big trouble now. But they could have like Bound in Gold in there or something. That would be, that'd spell trouble. Guess we might as well. Well, actually. Suppose it makes more sense to do this. And then I guess we can just play this. And equip it. So we can even play around the Iron Verdict, which is pretty slick. Well, that's interesting. Great Hall, that's cool. Guess we just equip here. Does it make more... Either way, it's only a 1 toughness boost, so I guess this is okay. I mean, it kind of helps that we can afford to take a boatload of damage here. I'll just trade these off. Boast when you're tapped out doesn't really seem all that good to me. But, I mean, we're like kind of out of gas now, so gotta hope this angel rides us to victory. I suppose I just take a hit from all those. I can certainly afford to, and really no reason to get blown up by like a demon bolt or something. I mean, if I was them, you really don't have a choice but to attack with everything and hope I don't know. Even if you don't have the Demon Bolt, you kind of just have to attack with everything, because it's like, what else are you going to do? Yeah. I think that's the right move. We'll take it. I'm gonna... I think that's actually really funny. Even 4 dudes with equipment and buffs, not enough to deal with all the lifelink. Alright, we'll see you for the next one. Alright, we're on the draw. This hand doesn't have black mana, but I still think I'm going to keep. We can start by foretelling, and if we draw just straight white mana, we still have Rune Crown to maybe find us more value in lands. We did happen to draw a mana, which is good news. That means we can go Rune Crown turn 3 still, at worst. Now I probably just do Oracle. Still likely just doing Runed Crown next turn. But, yeah, I suppose that makes sense. I mean, another thing I can do is play the Oracle and foretell that. That might actually be better, in hindsight. Well, that's cool. Yeah, you know what? I think we just get a body on the board. And then we'll actually foretell the Oracle. This way, if we rip a land, we can actually play the Rune Crown, or play the Oracle plus the Rune Crown, which seems pretty good. Oh, Torolf, that's a good one. So we got our black mana. How do I want to do this? I think we just go Oracle plus Rune Crown. This gains us life, as well as draws us cards. Right, ain't cool. So we can prevent some damage. Sure. So, well, I could, if I had another black mana, double way down, which is pretty good. Let me see what I want to do here, though. It might be in my best interest to just foretell this and play the Disciple to get rid of their last card. Although maybe it would have been smarter, yeah, to do the Jarl instead. That's possibly true. But playing Story Seeker, like equipping Disciple here, getting in for 2, and then like playing a Story Seeker also seems pretty good to me. 2 life linkers. They can bash for 5. We do have way down access. Okay. So we gain a little bit of life. Oh, wow. I didn't even know it did that. It's pretty strong. A Sculptor, sure. So, take that. I guess we just go Shepherd. Getting back Seeker. And then we can double block Torolf, which I'm kind of fine doing when we've got an absolute just grip full of cards. And they're out of action, so now what do we want to do? Got 4 mana. I guess we just kill the Sculptor, getting rid of, I guess, a Doomscar Oracle. And then we'll just play a Raidane. Get a flyer, I can wear a Runed Crown, I can play a Disciple. Yeah, I guess we play Disciple. I mean, they have a card in hand, so... Awaken the Trolls. Wow. Wait, why didn't they play that? What? Very, very confused. Did they not have... I don't get that. Why would they not blow up our swamp? Oh, because... Did Raidane turn that off? Oh my god. Wait a second, wait a second. I have to read Raidane's ability, because if that turned it off, it must have. That is crazy. Does Waking the Trolls cost 7, though? I thought it cost... Let me read Raidane. This is insane. Non-creature spells your opponent's cast with confirming cost. That is so insane. That is so insane. Wow. So they couldn't pay the extra mana, and that would have been a pretty big blowout against us, our 1 black mana. Wow. All right, well, we ended up going 7-1. This deck worked really well, and it was a lot of fun to play, so I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.